No. Come on, where is it?
Dave, it's your Idaho Central app here. Any chance you're missing a debit card? Let's get that taken care of for you. With ICCU's card control, you can turn any card off with the tap of your finger.
You got it.
And back on again. Out. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
Pow day.
Dude, let's go.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Bronco Nation News Live from BroncoNationNews.com is presented by RowPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. All Bronco Nation news broadcasts come from the Western Collective Studios. Head down to Western Collective's locations in Garden City or downtown Boise to try some of their delicious beers, including the Horseshoe Golden Ale, the first beer to support an NIL collective. Now, here's four-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
We are back. What is up, Bronco Nation? Welcome on into a live edition here of Bronco Nation News at BroncoNationNews.com, now part of the 247 Sports family. Missed you guys. Had a couple of days off with no shows. Was traveling back from Las Vegas last weekend. Actually made a pit stop in St. Louis to pick up my kids. Got to see the Savannah Bananas play and was traveling back yesterday and didn't get a chance to get a show in. So been a couple days. First time we've had a chance to chat since the Las Vegas trip for Mountain West Media Days, but we are back and ready to go in a really busy week for Boise State Athletics. Jay Tust going to join us in just a second, and we got a media tour of the North Endzone project coming up today. We've got the Media Pro Day. I better start stretching out for that, I guess, tomorrow. And then Thursday, we got Spencer Danielson's pre-camp press conference. Sunday's report day, and Monday morning is the first practice of fall camp. So we've made it. Football season is officially here, and looking forward to getting down there and seeing everybody and touring that North Endzone project on Tuesday. 247 Sports, by the way, guys, does have a 60% off offer for fall camp going. So if you missed out on the 75% off, you can still get 60% off. That's $4 a month, and I believe it's only $48 for the year. So if you're wanting to join 247 Sports and you missed that deal, they agreed to put up a fall camp special. So $4 a month, all it costs. And you can sign up now, BroncoNationNews.com. Get all of our exclusive articles, content coverage from fall camp. We'll have daily practice observations, all kinds of good stuff. Looking forward to that. So sign up today before the offer goes away. Our fall camp special, 60% off, just $4 a month. BroncoNationNews.com, now part of the 247 Sports family. Welcome in our man Jay Tust, Bronco Studios. He's been super busy, all the interviews and things. Jay, I want to catch up on what you've got going. Every time I see the Bronco Studios set, there's a new prop there on the table. But been fun catching up, seeing some of the stuff you've got going on, And I know you guys got a lot in the hopper here for the future as well. But as I said, we made it. Football season is officially here, I would say, and I'm looking forward to a busy week.
Yeah, and nobody's more excited than our wives, right?
Oh, yeah. So much so that mine aren't even in town. I left St. Louis 2 days early without my family to try to get back and get no one's more excited for Lindy's magazine to be put to bed than me. I'll just say that. I literally wrote 10 stories yesterday. I sat down in my chair from like 8 a.m. till midnight, and I'm so far behind. If you're Sean O'Neill, Lindy's magazine editor, if you're watching, I'm doing my best. I already was up early and wrote the BYU one today. So this media tour, let's just say, not coming at a great time today, Jay. My deadline is supposed to be midnight tonight, but I that won't be hitting the full deadline. We'll just say that. But looking forward to getting my summer projects out of the way, getting fall camp started this weekend. Hopefully by Monday I can have all that stuff wrapped up. But yeah, busy time. It should be nothing going on right now, but no, it's been extremely busy and been traveling and everything else. But yeah, I know our wives are super excited. Our family is. You're gonna. I know you're on the show, so it must be no news, I guess. But
oh no, I just ran over from the hospital.
Yeah, I would assume it's happening right now. And he said, "Sorry, I'll be right back. I got to go do the show." But still waiting on the new edition here.
Still waiting on baby number 3. Yeah, hasn't graced us yet. And I'm just wondering though, like if you could prorate it for me, BJ, what would it cost to take a family of 5 to a Savannah Bananas game?
Let's just say if your paycheck's a little smaller this month, we know the reason why, because yeah, that was
well, I love it.
You kind of had to do it. You can't just go to a Bananas game and not get the gear, but I'm not sure we needed the jersey and the hat and the ball and everything else. But
you sent us the group chat a super cute picture of your family, and it was a great picture, by the way. But maybe as dads, I think a little bit differently now, because your sons were head to toe Savannah Bananas gear, and not like the t-shirt, man. Like they had like the jerseys. So,
well, my son somehow knows some of the players' names and wanted like a specialized player jersey. They didn't offer that in the youth sizes, which also saved me about $30 getting the youth size. But yeah, it was actually really cool. I got the hat, like this rope hat.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
Awesome.
No, it was one of those. I'm not sure. It was. You did it one time. Now they can keep wearing all the gear and all. At least the gear was more than a one-time use, hopefully. But cool experience. Sold out Busch Stadium 2 nights in a row. We went the second night. I saw Adam Wainwright the first night. Came back and made an appearance for the Bananas in the 7th inning. But they got kudos to their owner there, Jesse Cole. He's got quite the business model. It was pretty cool, and it was like it literally had the buzz of like a World Series game all day around the stadium, and it was for a, I don't want to say it was a game. It's a game, but it's more than a game. It's a show. It's a little different than like the Globetrotters because it's not totally scripted. Like it is real baseball, and they don't win every game. They do lose some games. Although there was a errant pickoff throw in the bottom of the 9th that let the Savannah Bananas win. I'll just say that. Although it was only 1 out. If there were 2 outs, I would have said maybe there was something up. But the guy could have hit him in. So I'll say it was legit. But regardless, awesome time. And I'll tell you what, Jay, like the game is like a very small part. Like the 2 hours the game is going on is like a very small part. Like literally you're there all day. Like you got that's part of what you do is you go down there at noon for the 7 o'clock game, and they have player appearances and autographs starting at like 2 o'clock, and they're outside and they have a pep rally type thing, and the dancing umpires out there at 3 o'clock, and they got all this stuff. And of course, it was like the hottest day of the summer in St. Louis, so we're just baking in the sun all day. But then you got to wait in line for your gear for 30 minutes, and then you've got this. And then once you get in, when the gates open at 4:30, they've got a show, so to speak, and things happening the whole 2 hours up until tip off, whatever you call it, kickoff, tip off, first pitch, whatever, on the field. And so, I mean, it was like the 3rd inning, and I look over, and both my kids were exhausted. It was like quite the day being down there, but Bananas was pretty cool. I mean, they'll never make it to Boise unless you can get them on the blue, I guess. But maybe we can get the firefighters and the party animals or something out at the two of the lesser teams in the league out at Boise Hawk Stadium or something. I don't know.
Bring them to Albertson Stadium.
It was pretty cool.
Bring them to Albertson Stadium. There's going to be a short porch and left or right, I guess. But
they made it work in the football stadiums, like with the 81,000. I'm not sure that all the effort it would take to build a baseball field for a 40,000 seat stadium. I don't know. We'll see. But It was cool, and I'll just wrap it up by saying if anybody gets the chance to go, I know they're coming to Seattle, right, at some point here in the near future. I heard some people talking about trying to get the lottery for that. You got to go. It's awesome. Take the family, buy the gear, spend the money. Even got the banana boat nachos with the banana peppers, Jay. I mean, we did the whole thing. I had the banana beer. We did the whole thing. So it was fun time. And, kind of the final family event, so to speak, Jay, before I say goodbye to them until next year. And so they can't complain anymore about anything now that we went to the bananas and got it done. But excited to be back, excited to ready to roll. And like I said, busy week this week. They've got the media tour of the North Endzone. Are you leading this tour, Jay, now that you're part of Bronco Studios here?
No. I don't even know if I'm invited.
Good point. You're not. No. I'm looking forward to that. I know Nathan Burke is going to be leading that, and the media will be putting on the hard hats and the vests and going to get a look. I know you've, I don't know how much you've been over there, but I've seen some of your videos and things, at least on the blue, but getting a chance to kind of get an up close in person and hear where the progress is and everything. I know that we're excited for the North Endzone project. And I should say, we're going to talk about Memphis. We're going to talk about the Big Ten commissioner not liking this 5+11 plan that just came out in the story from Ross Dellinger. But first one to mention this week, and we've got a lot of events starting with that media tour today. Should be exciting to get a update of the North Endzone project, and we'll get video, photos, a story, everything up at BroncoNationNews.com this afternoon.
Yeah, I've only seen it from the outside, man. Like, it's not like you can just go over there and walk through it. Like they have people set up, or construction zones and stuff like that. So I believe you're going to get a chance to look at the kind of the guts of that thing. But if you just step back and look at the outside, it is wild to kind of think, BJ, that on January 4th we're all standing there for the groundbreaking, and like the outside structure, like they got to doll it up and put seats in it and stuff like that. But like the outside structure is, I mean, it looks like it's pretty darn far along. It's not going to be a massive eyesore during football season. If anything, I think you look over there and you kind of get optimistic, like that's going to be a cool venue to be a part of next year, in my opinion. But
I know Spencer was joking about it at media days, but he was telling me he's trying to get a waiver to at least get a couple hundred people to stand on top or something, maybe that far along, because of they know it's not done, but there's at least a if there's a structure that's permanent enough that no one's going to fall over or anything. He's like, let's put up a barricade or something and get some fans up there at least.
We'll ask Nathan Burke that. How about that? We'll see the likelihood of that. If
I phrase it like that, your head coach told me he's trying to get a waiver. I'm
sure. Yeah, he'll get a kick out of that one. I'm sure. But it really, don't you remember when we were at Oregon State a couple years ago, and they had to shut down half the stadium, and we're sitting in temporary press boxes without air conditioning, and I mean that you looked across and like that was like, I would describe that as an eyesore. Like it was heavily under construction.
By the way, which is what I've advocated, they take a bullet for a season and do to the east side.
I mean, you never know with what they want to do to the east side. They got grand plans over there, but I'm just saying, at least for the North Endzone right now, I just don't think it's going to be like some crazy like eyesore during football season. If anything, I think it's so far along that I think it's going to be kind of cool to see it come together. And heck, they'll probably make progress during football season too. So you're going to see it continue to elevate and grow.
Yeah, I thought it was cool during spring ball. I mean, they're literally on the field practicing.
Yeah.
And cranes moving and steel moving and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, looking forward to – I know they're ahead of schedule. Obviously, it's not going to be done for this season, but they are making great progress and looking forward to seeing that. And if anything, they'll be able to get it going a little earlier in the spring in terms of getting ready for next football season, which it works out really nice. I know we've talked about this, but joining the Pac-12 next year, believe the new turf's going to be put in next year. A lot of, with that Pac-12 logo on it. I mean, it just makes – the timing of this, I know when they did this a couple years ago, they were wanting it done earlier, but it all kind of times out nicely here.
No, I agree with you on that one. And new turf, new North Endzone facility. And, JD's always on that mission of what's next, obviously. So you're going to feel like something's complete and new, but there's always going to be the eye on the future of attacking that east side renovation. So, it's exciting times considering, for the first 10 years, you and I covered the team. I mean, it was, I don't want to go as far as saying it was stagnant, but it wasn't moving with the velocity that it's moving right now. And it's really funny because just like, it's a beautiful day walking into work and I just look at, I mean, I know it's there. You look at it probably every time you come here, but just the backside of the Malaluka scoreboard, right? Like, it's just like, remember that when that wasn't there? Remember when that was like a TV screen the size of my laptop, like, and now, like, you just kind of look up and then you see the crane hanging over it and you're just like, nah, man, they're off and running here and it's going to be really cool.
I can't wait to get down there today because I'm just looking for the spot that says this parking spot reserved for Jay Tust, Bronco Studios.
Yeah, I don't get that. I have to park at Albertsons and walk over here.
Where do I find that?
I park at Albertsons and walk over here. I'm the new guy. So, and Leon, we don't have an elevator in this building, and Leon keeps trying to hit me up for an elevator pass. Like, I'm trying. So I might just buy it. I don't know, whatever.
Well, it should be fun seeing everybody today. The media tour, and again, we'll have video, photos, story up at BroncoNationNews.com later today as we get an update on the North Endzone project. Jay, do we have confirmation yet? Will you be participating or filming in tomorrow's media pro day?
I don't know, man. Do we even have the list of stuff that you got that's going on?
Well, according to Spencer Danielson, which you can go watch my interview with Media Days at BroncoNationNews.com, he said that he was pushing for the media to if we're really going full pro day like the players do at pro day, he was pushing for the official pro day gear, and that includes spandex for the media.
Ooh. Yeah, nobody. If they put us in spandex, man, they're gonna have to. Yeah, that thing's not going to be meant for any type of public viewing.
I try to be as nice as I can because I'm included in this, but the media is not exactly the Boise media is not exactly, like I said, myself included, starting with myself. We're not exactly in the most tip-top shape in terms of being former athletes when it comes to the most of the media that covers this team. And once you left, that really took a hit on our non-BSU affiliated media's chances in this thing. So
I think we should make Coots do it.
Well, I said I ain't running the 40. I ain't doing anything where there's I'm not doing the vertical. Nothing where I can forever be made fun of. I'm not doing that. But if you want to,
what is left?
I said I'd catch a couple punts. I'll run a couple routes. I mean, I'll do something basic. I'm more just we'll see. Sky wants to see Maddox to be the one throwing the routes to the go routes to the media on the blue. I'm going to wear my tennis shoes. I'm going to stretch out, and I'm going to be a team player on this. I'll do whatever they throw out there aside from running the 40. There's zero chance I'm running the 40. Last time I tried that, I pulled a hammy in a slow pitch softball game, so that is not happening. But should be a fun event just to catch up with everybody. And I know they're going to do the Wonderlic test. I'm actually looking forward to that. I've heard a lot about the Wonderlic test. Don't know if you've ever taken it, Jay, but the media will be taking the Wonderlic test tomorrow as part of the pro day. So that's something I'm okay doing, sitting down, taking a test.
You're okay with that?
Yeah. Better than having all of social media know how much I can bench press or how fast my 40 is. That ain't happening.
Yeah, I'm opting for the bench press.
You do the bench press. I'll do the Wonderlic, and we'll call it.
But, or can Karen come down and take it, and I'll just accidentally look at her paper?
Yeah. I'll catch a couple punts. I'll run a couple routes. I'll try to get out there and have some fun, but it's mostly just something to kind of get interest going in the season. And I know we're going to get to.
You ever caught a punt, BJ?
What's that?
Like an actual? Have you ever caught an actual spiral punt?
Believe this or not, over our great dinner at Barry's Prime the other night and at Circa Resort and Casino at Mountain West Media Days, I was actually getting tips on catching a punt from a former special teams coach, Kent Riddle. We were discussing pro day, and we were discussing, me not trying to embarrass myself out there, and literally over a beverage and a amazing rib cap steak, I was getting the proper technique from Coach Riddle on how to catch a punt. So we'll see
okay. I'm just telling you, I bet you, I don't know who they got out there kicking these things, but when they get that spiral going, it's almost like a knuckleball, like in the air. Like the way that it can kind of move.
It's going to hurt my forearm a lot more than I expect probably when that first one, because you don't want to use the hands. You got to get out there and use the, as Rid was explaining it to me. We'll see what happens. This may be a big mistake, but somebody will have video of it. Maybe we'll hit our monthly page view quota on BNN, and we'll be good for it. So
that's perfect.
I'm just looking forward to seeing everybody and getting down there. And it's just been a long summer, and so that means embarrassing myself on a couple punts. I can't kick, by the way. I'm more of the straight on, like I kick with my toe. I can maybe hit you an extra point, maybe. But if they try to do any like big time field goals or punts, that's probably I'll give it a shot, but that ain't happening either. So
the important thing is that we'll all be there to embarrass ourselves together, BJ.
yes. Are they making us sign a waiver or there could be
only Johnny because they are legitimately scared that he's going to hurt himself.
What do you bench? Candid Traders wanting to know.
Well, we'll just have to wait to see if it shows up at Pro Day. I wish I was in peak shape. That's the only thing. I'm not quite there yet.
The bench press at the Pro Day is 225 pounds, correct?
Yeah.
And that's well within your range?
To do it once?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, you bench press more than we don't have to call them out individually, but then more than a player did that tried out at Pro Day.
I'm pretty sure. Than any of them, yes.
Somebody that went and did 6 or 7 reps, a lot.
Some of them, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's Keaton is going 21 reps is his guess.
It's not bad, Keaton.
Oh, we need to get some over under on this for them. We may have to if this is happening.
I'm just kidding. I don't know, man. I'm not, like I said, I'm not quite there yet. The schedule's changed. I've been able to work out in the morning now. It's been a little bit better, but I'm not quite to where I used to be or want to be.
What about your max? What's your all-time max?
I haven't maxed in a while.
Not the depth chart, nothing else related to this. They want to know.
I would say probably 5 years ago. I don't know what the max is, but I could hit 315 a few times.
315. Okay. By the way, let's see the polo there. I'm still getting used to that, man. That's pretty sweet.
I am too, to be honest with you. I got so much freaking Boise State gear, and I didn't have any before this. I had a hat that honestly, I got a Tyson Day. I think Tyson gave me a Mariners themed Boise State hat from the Mariners night at Boise State night a couple years ago. That was the only Bronco gear I had before this. So I'm catching up in a hurry. Dale Holste's also been very generous and kind. But I'm trying. Does Circa have a line on this? Call him up, BJ.
I'll check with our friends down there at Circa. By the way, you'll be excited to know, Jay, after they did not have Ashton Genty on the Heisman list last year when we got down to media days, they must have learned their lesson because they've got not one but 2 Boise State players on the Heisman list this year.
Wow.
Madsen appears on the list as plus 50,000 odds to win the Heisman, and then plus 100,000 odds, the lowest odds on the list, Sire Gaines at running back. So if Sire Gaines, you believe in him to have a unbelievable season, Boise State gets back to the playoff, you want to take a flyer on that and maybe hedge your bet at some point, plus 100,000. $100 would pay you $100,000 on Sire Gaines to win the Heisman down at Circa. But at least they learned their lesson a little bit. They got multiple guys on there now.
I will say that is pretty cool, BJ. I know that maybe the average person doesn't connect it, and that's fine. But a year ago, they didn't have Ashton Genty. So what that tells me is the people down at Circa absolutely respect Boise State's brand, right?
Yep.
I think so. They're knowledgeable of it and stuff like that. So I think that's actually pretty cool that they throw 2 guys on there. Are they long shots? Obviously. Could we have sat here last year and said, wow, whatever Ashton's odds would be, absolutely trust in those. But that does show that the guys down at Circa appreciate the brand up here in Boise for sure.
All right, what do we make of Memphis trying to buy their way into the Big 12? What's it mean for the Pac-12? We'll discuss here momentarily with Jay. But first, RowPaint.com, our title sponsor. Just want to give them a shout-out. We appreciate them. Andy Rowe and Company, our title sponsor, folks. There would be no BNN without Andy Rowe and RowPaint.com. All your painting needs, concrete coatings. We've had it done twice. Highly recommend those. You can get more information. Free estimate today at RowPaint.com. We're looking to do a live broadcast, maybe even Monday, first day of fall camp from Taco Bell down there on Broadway. TacoBellWorks.com. You get more information on the history of the Nicolason family, the SON Management Group. They've been running Taco Bells in the Treasure Valley and in the surrounding area for decades. great family, great people, and we encourage you to visit Taco Bell next time you're looking for a great meal with your friends or your family. Hey, Idaho Central Credit Union, I saw video, Jay, on the Blue, a little teaser of ICCU with some new athletes, some new NIL deals. Looking forward to getting some of the new branding for that and getting some commercials and things to put here on BNN. But ICCU stepping up, multiple athletes, multiple sports, some males, some females. ICCU is getting into the NIL game in a big way to support Boise State athletes, and you can return the favor. Make a switch today, ICCU.com. Speaking of NIL and supporting in a big way, how about Jim Sturk and company over at Lithia Ford of Boise? They've got several student athletes rocking vehicles from Lithia Ford, including Cage Casey, Roger Carrion, Latrell Caples, Matt Lauder from the football team. Lithia Ford of Boise, their pre-owned pride lets you know when you buy a used vehicle, you can take comfort in the fact that it's been inspected and any issues fixed, and you're going to have a great vehicle for a long time. Rain's family loving our F-150 that we got at Lithia. So check them out online, lithiafordboise.com, or visit their showroom there, Fairview Road in Boise. Hey, have you been out to Roaring Springs? Well, if you haven't, you need to, and you can save $8 on a ticket, $32 in savings when you buy 2 Coca-Cola products from Jackson's or Extra Mile. That's right. Just go buy 2 Coca-Cola products at Jackson's or Extra Mile, and you get up to $32 in savings on 4 tickets. And that's from our friends at Jackson's and Extra Mile. Hey, if you want to meet Jay Tust, maybe stumble into the blue and orange store there at the Hall of Fame. You never know who's going to be walking by there, but during normal business hours, they now have the Hall of Fame. Jay, is it Tuesdays or Wednesdays you have your hour-long autograph session there? I'm not sure yet, but the Blue and Orange Store, theblueandorangestore.com, now with a location there in the Hall of Fame at Albertson Stadium during normal business hours. If you go to the Hall of Fame, check out the Blue. You can now see the and purchase stuff from the Blue and Orange Store. They obviously have their location there at the Boise Town Square Mall as well, and you can order online anywhere in the world at the Blue and Orange Store.com. And I want to give a quick shout out to Snake River Pool and Spa, Patio and Game. The SpaTeam.com, locations in Twin Falls, Boise, Meridian, Napa, been around since 1978. They're part of the Boise State home team. So whether it's at sauna, whether it's at pool table, whether it's a spa, they got you covered. View all their options and amenities at the SpaTeam.com. All right, Jay, a couple national topics I wanted to discuss. But first, we are going to be talking to Spencer Danielson on Thursday. People have been asking about that, the pre-camp press conference that will be, I believe, at noon on Thursday. And for those of us that were down in Vegas, not a whole lot of new things to really discuss. We just talked to him for hours last week down there in Vegas, but obviously Ashton Genty's gone. Everybody knows that by now. Maddox Madsen, preseason player of the year, the favorites to get back to the playoffs. Any big picture questions, small picture questions? I know you've interviewed Spencer there. We saw your video on the Bronco Studios also, but any kind of questions or burning topics you think he'll be addressing or commenting on, or just your thoughts on what we might hear from the preseason press conference from Spencer Danielson on Thursday?
Man, it's once you run the media days gauntlet, BJ, I mean, like, what's really left at this point, right? Like making sure that everybody shows back up and is eligible and ready to go, you know, and then the storylines start to play out. But, you know, I think that some of the position battles are going to be a main topic, you know, one of those being that wide receiver spot. You know, they need guys to step up. Spoke with Maddox Madsen last week, and he feels pretty confident that group has 10 guys that are really going to compete for playing time. You know, I think you have an obvious name like Latrell Caples. Cam Bates is coming along as a youngster, but not to forget guys like even Ben Ford and Chase Penry who are healthy and ready to contribute, and they've made big strides. And, you know, Chris Marshall, I think that everybody kind of views him a little bit of the same way, BJ. And, you know, that's to label him a little bit of a wild card. And you might think that's a bad thing, but it also could be a very, very good thing. If he's able to achieve what he's capable of, man, he will be. It's wild to say this, and I don't like. I really like being reasonable in these predictions or these discussions, BJ. But you're talking about a kid that if he truly taps in and extracts everything he's capable of, he is definitely capable of being one of the best wide receivers in the Mountain West Conference, right? But you know, right now as it stands, we're a long ways from that, and that's the reality of it, right? But they have that guy in the room, so how do they get him there? But that's a big one for me, I think. And they have a lot of continuity at other positions, BJ. I just think we're going to be looking a lot at those wide receivers and, yeah, probably dive in a little bit further into position battles and things like that.
That'll be Thursday at noon. Spencer Danielson previewing fall camp with the media. David Hunter says that loved your interview with Maddox last week, Jay. You sat down for 20 minutes or so, I believe, there in the Bronco Studios with Maddox Madsen. Folks can go. I assume these are on the YouTube channel for Boise State Athletics. Some other ways you can find them via social media. Jay's been tweeting out links and things, but I know you had a chance to catch up with some of those guys before they headed down to Vegas.
Yeah, namely Maddox. And Maddox was the interesting one because he didn't go to Vegas. They sent Jaden Virgin-Morgan and Cage Casey, as you know. And, for those guys, BJ, like it is not very often that they send two juniors to Las Vegas. Like I don't even know if it has happened.
Yeah.
But, you're looking at a guy in Cage Casey where, not to put too much pressure on him, but let's face it, like, probably his last chance to go to Mountain West Media Day or any media days.
He's a guy they're projecting could probably go next year.
That's fine. And plus, like, Cage deserves it too, like totally, right? But just talking with Maddox.
Sent their punter, man. Come on.
Yeah, right. I think that Maddox is just in a super comfortable spot right now. And, it's super interesting, BJ, because, well, there's two parts of this, right? It wasn't much of a storyline last year that Maddox was like 7 months off of ACL surgery, but as much as they've sped up that timeline, like he still had to dedicate a bunch of time last offseason to rehabbing that knee and making sure he was ready to go. He also had to devote attention to being a competitor and competing for the starting QB job, right? And this is his first offseason where it's like, we know he's the starter, he's healthy. And so, like, physically, he says he feels like 100% better than this time last year because he was healthy. He's not rehabbing anything. And then now, like, instead of kind of always, worrying about it's the nature of athletics, BJ. Even if you're confident in yourself, there's still something in your mind like, am I winning this job? Is this going to be me? And right now, he's just been able to devote all of his time and attention into being the best QB1 that he could possibly be for the Boise State football team. And I'm excited to see what that looks like. And we start to get a little glimpse at that picture and that story coming up on Monday.
I know you've been busy there. Allison Voigt stepping down as the beach volleyball coach. I know you chatted with her. Spencer Ahrens from the men's basketball team. I'm really excited about him. I've been doing these Lindy's previews and diving into kind of Mountain West basketball the last week or two, but seeing what he did on the national stage there has to have Boise State fans excited. But I know a lot of interviews, a lot of different sports you've been covering there at Bronco Studios.
BJ, we've been probably banging the drum for the last couple of years on claiming the Boise State basketball team is going to be a little deeper than they've been. And I think you've seen like at times I think we thought it would be a big jump in terms of their depth, but that's been a little more steady. Like last year, we might have thought they would be 9 to 10 deep and, conference play rolls around and it turns out to be, 8-ish deep, right? But you look at what they got this year, man, and if they're in a situation where Spencer Ahrens is not logging, I'll call it 10, 12 minutes a night, and that I know nothing about that plan. Zero. I'm just saying it, but if they actually are in some way, shape, or form in a position where a guy of his caliber isn't playing that, then that suggests they're in a very good position, man. And the thing I like about Spencer real quick is that he offers two things that either this team needs or this team emphasizes. He's a really good shooter. This team needs that. And what else does he do really well? He's a really good rebounder. And Leon loves, obviously, that plus-minus category when it comes to rebounds.
Yep.
So
is he legit 6'9", 6'10"? As it's I didn't realize he was that tall. If I'll be honest.
He's pretty big, man. He is. He's pretty big. I don't know if he's 6'10", but you got up next to him, like, okay, you're not. It's not like they show up and you're like, dude, you are 6'4". What is going on here? It is not that at all.
Any other? You got to see NATO and some of these. You were at a practice, I believe, or something last week. Anybody else on the roster stand out to you?
Yeah, I'll throw out NATO for sure. The
Keep the hype train going on all these guys, Jay. Come on.
Well, I know. Well, I mean, I'm kind of being serious with you, BJ. Like, I do think that we've hyped this team up in terms of their depth in the past, but I think they're going to be pretty darn deep this year.
You're just leaving it at that.
Yeah, I thought I lost you for a second. I don't know when my screen disappeared. No, I think he's going to be super good. But no, is it Bomb? Why can't I think of his name right now, BJ? Yep. He's a guy that like continues to show up at practice, and I think the coaches really like talking about him. And I think again, man, when we talk about the depth, I think there's some guys on the roster that people out there are going to assume it's a little early for them. Maybe they redshirt, but some of the things going on behind the scenes at practice might suggest like they are ready to compete, and maybe they're going to push a little harder than you or anybody else would have assumed. So the depth on this team is going to be real, and I think it's to the point where you look at the starting lineup, man, and you could come up with a few different variations in a hurry. And so Leon's going to have good types of tough decisions to make this season, in my opinion.
Yeah, San Diego State certainly loaded. Utah State certainly is very talented. There's some nice teams in the Mountain West, but I think Boise State basketball has a chance to be pretty. You got to start advocating for us, though, Jay. You can't get all the exclusives watching practice and stuff here. Let's get the media out here to watch a practice or something sometime soon here and get some more media coverage of this basketball team.
I thought I had to ask you to go watch practice, man.
Been a pretty quiet summer, man. We need Jordan and the crew to get on this. They kind of lost their boat here with football season, fall camp starting on Monday, but this basketball team deserves some attention and hype. And
I will say, and you probably know this too, they don't practice a ton right now. I mean, I think they have like maybe a couple actual practices a week, and then they shoot around
8 hours a week. They can spread it out.
It's not a lot right now. So a lot of the guys are just kind of doing work on their own too.
I heard it. You probably know this by now, but I heard about another game on the schedule. You probably know what I'm talking about. A game we've seen in the past, at a location we've seen in the past. I'll just say that, I guess. But they're
nothing.
You're not allowed to say anything. But in years past, just go back the last 15 years or whatever at Boise State basketball and think of a game they've played in the past at a location they've played in the past. I'll just say that. Not saying it was last year, not saying it was the first year, but they're you talk about Wichita State. You talk about Butler. I don't want to say this name by mistake. The Maui Invitational. They're putting together a real schedule.
I agree on that.
On the chat here, when's the full schedule come out? Well, that got delayed a little bit now with Grand Canyon coming into the league and all the things that have to go with that. But they're scheduling aggressively. I'll just say that for this team, and that it should be exciting for fans.
I'll throw another scheduling note on there too. That Grand Canyon move that doesn't just impact basketball. Like that affects a lot of things, right? So there's some schedulings going on throughout the Mountain West that has probably delayed that a little bit. But I think the cool thing is, BJ, like as much as fans would love to see, and I get why, some huge headline name come into Extra Mile Arena every single preseason game, that's not realistic, and it's not what's for the betterment of the team, right? Mm-hmm. Now, that being said, I think that a huge portion of this non-conference lineup, I think that fans are, you're going to have reason to go watch a number of these games. There are some, yes, that are going to be your classic. Like, I know that I don't know if it's officially been announced, but I know that everybody's talked about it publicly, the Rio Grande Valley or whoever the heck it is. Like, there are those teams.
State.
Leon talked about it, publicly, even at the BNN golf tournament, right? So, there are those teams. I get it, but there has to be those.
They're on every schedule in America.
They're on every schedule. Now, but sprinkled in around that type of an opponent, I think that fans will be pleasantly surprised. And I don't know all of them, but I know most of them. Most of them. We all know most of them. But I think that fans will be pleasantly surprised.
Well,
not surprised, just they'll be satisfied.
Actually, last night finally bit the bullet, and the credit card was empty enough. Booked my Maui Invitational flight, so we'll be looking forward to heading out to that. And that
football game you're missing.
The bracket has not been released yet, but
Is that Utah State? Who are you missing then?
What's that?
What football game are you going to miss?
Don't have to miss one. It's on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so I can fly out on a Sunday morning right after the Colorado State game.
Colorado State, okay.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then fly back on Thanksgiving and fly straight to Salt Lake for the Friday game against Utah State in Logan.
Oh.
So be a full week away and missing Thanksgiving, but it is what it is. Do that. All right, Jay. Your thoughts on Memphis? And we only got about 5 minutes left with you here, but Memphis trying to buy their way into the Big 12. I know a lot of folks like to make jokes at UNLV about that because UNLV thinks that what it means for them or whatever, they were trying to get in. But I guess let's just spin this to the Pac-12 part of this. What do you think Memphis trying to do this means for any potential future of them with the Pac-12? Some look at this as a last-ditch effort for them to try to get in the Power Four, and when they couldn't do it here, that maybe they come back to the Pac-12 and rekindle those conversations.
I mean, if anything, if I'm the Pac-12, at one point in time, I was totally in the boat of 27.5 million seems just daunting. Like that seems like it is way too much in order to try to go to the Pac-12. But if you're willing to pay 200 million to get out into another conference, and granted they would eventually make it back, but man, you would be really relying on college football to stay in a holding pattern for probably 15, 20 years in order for you to make back 200 million. You feel like that's every time you feel like, you got college football figured out, a story pops up where Memphis is apparently willing to pay 200 million. And I didn't, BJ, did that include the exit fee to the American? I
don't even think that was mentioned in there. It was 250, upwards of 250 in sponsorship dollars. Like basically FedEx and a couple of these big companies that are based in Memphis would guarantee that they become a sponsor of the Big 12 for 250 million.
Yeah. And another question I have is like, what's going on there? Because how many months removed are we from UCF and Cincinnati just getting thrown into the Big 12, and Memphis wants to pay 200 mil, and they're like, "Nah, we're good."
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Said when the rights deal's up in 5 years, if you don't think we bring enough value, it's out. I mean, it was
that's what I mean. Like there's more to that. Like that really, as much as I don't like it, that did seem like a no lose type of situation for the Big 12. You throw Memphis football and basketball in there, like. They'll be competitive, and you don't have any cost.
If you're a Pac-12, a Pac-12 fan, or you're a school fan of a school, one of these teams going to the Pac-12, or you're someone like me that was just kind of always holding out hope Memphis would be a part of this league. I don't think there's any way you can not look at this as saying that you'd have to think Memphis still is somewhat on the table. If the percentage was 0, 2 days ago, maybe it's 1% now. I'm not saying it's likely or anything, but I don't think there's any way you can look at this and go, yeah, they're perfectly happy in the AAC and they're just going to stay there for the next 5 years. Because
I agree. Like, I think that, in my opinion, it was a $200 million price tag to almost skip a step, right? Like, I know that nobody wants to view it this way, but these are kind of stepping stones until you get to the Big Ten or the SEC. I mean, in all honesty, and the Pac-12 undoubtedly would get you closer to one of those leagues than the American or the Mountain West. Just is what it is. So I think the price tag to skip that step was 200 mil. Now that they've said no to that, do you reconsider what the next step is for a fraction of what that $200 million price tag was?
Yeah. And if it means, I don't know if it means this year, next year, what, but I think if you're, I think a reasonable person, you don't have to make a huge leap, Jay, like I said, to look at this and go, Memphis desperately wants out of the AAC. They tried to buy their way into the Power Four. It didn't work. And that was their last-ditch effort, and now they have no choice but to come back to the Pac-12 and say, what's your best offer again? Let's make this happen.
I'm right there with you. I don't see why. I mean, is it likely? I have no clue, but I would say that it's not dead for sure.
I know we're talking about Big East for maybe basketball and some of the other sports. if it's just football, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I think if you're going to do football, I think you got to find a way to try to do basketball also.
Yeah, it might get a little complicated there, BJ, because then all of a sudden, you give Memphis, or excuse me, how you're treating Gonzaga, you're giving them full share. Like, I don't know. Maybe it gets complicated. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. I agree. I don't disagree with you. I think that, yeah, if you can go get men's basketball and football, then go do it.
Where are you on the playoff format? We saw the article from Ross Dellinger this morning. The Big Ten commissioner is holding his ground and not budging, and he seems to be the only conference commissioner right now that is not in favor of this 5+11 model. And the way it's written, we talked to the CFP executive director on BNN last week in Vegas that the Big Ten and the Pac-12, those two conferences have the ultimate say in this of what's going to happen. But if they don't agree, then it just stays at 12, which looks like that may be more and more possible here, unless they can. I still hold out hope that this is all about business, and in the end, they'll find a way to make the Big Ten happy and get this to what they want. But right now, he says unless every conference plays 9 conference games, and mostly he's talking about the SEC, he has no interest in budging, and he wants multiple teams to get in from his conference. He's in favor of the whole 4-4-2-2-2-1 thing, which I think is just a joke. I hate that idea. I don't totally not like, Jay, the play-in game type thing where you can get more games that matter in terms of the play-in on those Saturdays. And I do get it if you're the 6th seed in the Big Ten and you play the third, you play the 3rd seed for a chance to get in. Like, part of that does kind of make sense. And I do like more kind of play-in games and more opportunity. But just to guarantee a set number of spots and to essentially say the group of 5 is only getting 1, the SEC, most years they're going to probably deserve to have 4, but to guarantee them 4 right out of the gate, I just hate it. And interesting news, the Big Ten commissioner is not budging.
Yeah, I'm not in favor of just a bunch of automatic bids to the big conferences. Like, if we get to that point, I agree with you, Keith. If we get to that point, we also have to protect the value of regular season games. And if you set it up to where, one thing I will say is I get the Big Ten saying, like, yeah, you don't want the SEC to drop down to like 8 games in conference play or something and then load them up with 4 cupcakes in the non-con. And then they're all standing there with everybody's 11-2 or 10-3 or whatever, vying to get into the playoff. Like, I get that. So there should be, protecting the amount of conference games you play. But if you really start to assign too many auto bids to some of the big leagues, it will dilute the regular season games because they're just going to become a little less important. If you are fighting like hell to win a conference championship to get in and get an auto bid, that is so different than, like, how do we get 4th? Like that. I like the 5+11 because you're going to have to play. You're going to have a right to win your conference title, which there should be added emphasis on winning a conference title. And then you still have 11 spots that you can fight in, have the rest of college football fight over. Well,
I got a lot of comments coming. I'll keep reading these, Jay. But what do we have coming up on Bronco Studios to look forward to in the near future
here? Yeah, man. We want to sprint, but we're just we're jogging right now. And I'm not going to lie, my current situation might have a little to do with that. So it's hard to commit to programming when you're just on red alert, and every text message you get from your wife makes you just, kind of wonder if you have to jump out of your seat. So we're just kind of in that mode right now. But I got wonderful bosses that are supporting me through that. So we will get there. But right now we're just kind of building it out, and we'll be able to establish a routine here once Tust baby number 3 arrives.
All right, Bronco Studios, Jay Tust, best in the business, Jay. Are you going to be at the media tour?
I'm going to come over.
All right.
I want
to come see your. Is that?
Are you going to invite me?
All the media's going to come crash.
Yeah, come on over. Thought about setting an extra desk up for you, BJ.
Hey, I think that should have been at the bottom of the RSVP. If you'd like to see Jay's new office, let's know, and we'll make that happen. So,
if you invite me, I'll be there.
All right, I'm going to come over and see I want to come see maybe I'll bring some more stuff to put on the walls for you.
No kidding, man. I need some stuff.
You know what? Real quick, Jay.
Oh.
Got something for you.
Ooh.
Hold on, I gotta find it.
A little impromptu, pull out a poster, some type of memorabilia. We're getting there. Karen's probably yelled at you to throw this stuff away forever.
Oh, well, I didn't hear what you said.
That's okay.
You know me, I don't have any kind of, I'm not going to say that because I'll piss people off about fans of the school and all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
I was given this by our friend Simon Avalos at Coca-Cola, who is a sponsor at Boise State. And I never had a reason to put it up or a spot. But if this is a very nice medal, if you're interested in this, it's yours.
What? Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, I got to run through Learfield. No shit. Sweet. Throw it up on the wall.
This, I don't know if you can have sponsored stuff in there, but I believe Coke's one of your official partners.
Yeah.
It's like a medal. I'm not sure what you call it. High quality state of Idaho.
All right.
Flag there. Maybe I'll
bring it on over. I love presents.
Hey, appreciate you, Jay. I'm going to keep this rolling for a little bit, but we'll see you down there for the tour in a little bit.
Sounds good, buddy.
Jay Tust, Bronco Studios, best in the business. We appreciate him for jumping on. I do want to continue to take your comments, your thoughts on the playoff format, on Memphis, what that means for the Pac-12 and Boise State. We can do that momentarily. Do want to thank Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. Number one ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. Number one ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley, Bauscher Real Estate. You can get more information online at BauscherRealEstate.com. Hey, Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. 13 locations in the state of Idaho, many more in the surrounding states. Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. Download that Skip app. Get savings up to 40% off at the checkout line. Hey, Transportation Compliance Service, TCS, Transportation Compliance Service, best in the business. We appreciate them. If you're looking for a job, we highly recommend the folks at Transportation Compliance Services. And again, their website is online, transcompservice.com. You can get into the trucking industry and all the great options they have. Transportation Compliance Service. Hey, we're starting the RJ Keene show this week. I don't know the exact date, but we're hoping to get it rolling this week. Somebody asked about that. The RJ Keene show is presented by Signature Roofing. They also sponsor our voice inbox. If you want to leave us a voicemail, speakpipe.com/BNN. Signature Roofing online at mysignatureroofing.com. Whether it's a re-roof, repair, an estimate, and inspection, they got you covered online at Signature Roofing at mysignatureroofing.com. Hey, Circa Resort and Casino, we had a great time down there. We're already looking forward to our next trip next month. We're going back for the Ultimate Contest weekend. It is August 21st to 23rd. Discounted rooms, free happy hours, free open bar at pool parties at Stadium Swim, week 0 football games on the TV. It is going to be an awesome time. We hope you will join us. We had about 10 people go last year from BNN, and I treated everybody to a steak dinner at Barry's. We had a tremendous time. If you've ever thought about signing up for one of the Circa contests, or heck, just wanting to go to Circa for a weekend, week 0, perfect time to get down there and do it. And I highly recommend it. $21 million in guaranteed prizes. And you can sign up for the different various contests. They have multiple contests there. And using Vegas Football Proxy, you can play anywhere in the world. You just have to sign up in Las Vegas or in Nevada, but you can play anywhere in the world using our proxy, Tom Carroll, VegasFootballProxy.com, and we can hook you up with him. Tom Carroll can get you signed up, VegasFootballProxy.com, and it is 100% legal to play in the Circuit contest. Now, it is a $1,000 entry, but if you get 3 or 4 buddies together, that makes it only, a couple $100 you can share and have a chance and some skin in the game this NFL season. I do have somebody that is willing to put in $500. So if you are interested in splitting an entry with a BSU fan, $500 has already been put forward on this. If you want to pay the other $500 and get in this, or if you want to get 2 guys together and you each pay $250 to cover 25% of the the winnings, reach out to me and let me know, because as I said, I've got somebody already that emailed me saying they can't do the full amount, but they want to do 500 and get in this if somebody will split it with them. So let me know. We can sign you up when I go down. If you can't make it to Vegas, I'll sign you up. But if you can go and join us and sign up yourself, that'd be great. And that's August 21st to 23rd there at the Ultimate Contest weekend at Circa Resort and Casino. We got some comments and things rolling on. Surf City Bill says raffle it off to a subscriber. Yeah, we can maybe do that. So yeah, let's see. Maybe we'll have an idea for that. But yeah, this was a pretty cool thing that Simon Avalos at Coca-Cola gave us here, and we appreciate that, and haven't had a use for it or a spot to put it. So we'll see what we can decide to do with that moving forward here. But based on what happened with Memphis, if the Pac still wants them, I don't see any reason for the Pac to pay any exit fees for them. Surf City Bill agrees. They have funds for their own fees. I mean, how badly do you want them? How badly do you want them? How badly do you need them to have a 9th football playing member? I mean, yeah, maybe they have some money, but I still think Memphis, you give a full share. You give a full, well, I guess if you get football and basketball, I'm fine giving them a full share. And if you can get, you know, I don't know about that, Bob. Only wants them, it's all sports. I don't know about that. And I don't know if I say full share, I don't know what that means. We'll have to wait and see. But I would give Memphis football. If you can get football and basketball, give them most, if not all of the revenue, and help them out on the exit fees. I mean, you know, Memphis still has some leverage here. They can just stay in the AAC. Even though they don't want to, they can. So they don't have to leave. And the Pac-12 needs another football playing member so that they're not having 7 conference games. So I think both sides still have time, still have room to come to an agreement here. I don't know if they can do it by next football season. That might be asking a lot, obviously. But I certainly think Memphis, it's not like the Pac-12 has all the bargaining power. Sure, Memphis has the money, but if you're the Pac-12, like, you really want Memphis. You should want Memphis, I should say. And if that means needing to help them out on the exit fees, they have a ton of money sitting around in the Pac-12 offices that they could use this for. I mean, they intended to pay all that money in the litigation and stuff, so they have plenty of money in the war chest, so to speak, to help pay the exit fees for Memphis. And if that's what it takes, I took this more as, okay, Memphis is still open for business. I didn't take this as, you know, okay, Memphis, you know, make them pay full amount. No, I think you still really want Memphis, and now it looks like Memphis really wants out of the AAC. I still think you can find a way to come to an agreement, even if it means, you know, the Mountain West having to, or the Pac-12 having to make some concessions for them. So they've only got 7 schools, you know, they have 8 schools, so they can be an FBS conference. But they only have 7 conference games right now, and they don't have a football schedule for next season. I mean, are you going to have a home and home with a conference, you know, opponent? And one of those, maybe you'll be a non-conference game. That'd be weird. That might be what has to happen, though. They just say, we'll give everybody a second game. You know, whoever you play first, you also play last, something like that. Do you really want to do that? I mean, for 1 year, maybe, but that just seems kind of dumb. Do you have to make schools go find a 5th non-conference game with less than a year, and there's not a lot of schools still available out there? Do you try to get the Mountain West to come sort of scheduling agreement as part of these fees where you get to play games for a year against Mountain West schools? I don't know what the future holds, but I think the easiest way is just go add another football school, and Memphis would be the perfect choice there. If you could get Memphis football, that totally changes for me the thought of what this league is. And of course, Memphis basketball to go along with Gonzaga and San Diego State and Boise State and some of the schools in this league. I mean, you're talking about a heck of a league if you can add Memphis basketball to the mix here. So I would find a way to get it done. And like I said, I'm still okay with helping out Memphis on the way in with some of the exit fees and things. I'm still fully okay with that because I think Memphis would be that much of an asset to the league. I just took this as, maybe Memphis is open for business again if they really are this unhappy with wanting to leave. So Tulane, maybe. I think 9's the perfect football school, though, because then you play everybody and you have 8 games, unless you plan to go to 9 conference games, which maybe you do, but then there'd be some cancellation of games and things needed. But I think that 9 teams, which means 8 conference games, is perfect for football right now. So I'm not sure you want to, go add another school. If you're going to do that, I would add, multiple ones, and maybe they go to 9 conference games. Maybe they just have divisions again. I have no idea how they could make that work scheduling wise, but I think that if you can find a way to get Memphis now, and this news yesterday tells me that Memphis is still weighing its options, and maybe they can get back to the conversation. I don't know. Kent Riddle in Vegas, BNN coverage seemed to allude to belief that some teams the public think are off the table might not be. There you go, Jordan. You watched. We appreciate that for you for watching. We appreciate Kent Riddle for being down there in Vegas and had him on the air for 6-7 hours both days. And yeah, he did make some comment about the schools you think might not have a chance. Maybe you still do, and crazier things have happened, and maybe Kent Riddle knows something behind the scenes that we don't know. Who knows? So, I'm still under the belief that Memphis is possible based on the news of yesterday. And again, it may be a 1% chance, but I think if it was 1 yesterday, maybe it's 2 now. I mean, I still think it's not 0 in my opinion, but I could be crazy. Who knows? And then back to the playoff discussion for a second. 5 plus 11 needs to happen. If it's 4, 2, 2, whatever, that just makes me sick inside. I just don't like that. What are we doing here? There's, in a perfect world, you go to 16 teams with all 10 conference champions getting in and 6 at-larges, or maybe 24 teams where you have all 10 conference champions getting in and then 16 at-larges, or I don't know what the options are. But I just, I hate the fact that a conference is going to be guaranteed multiple bids right off the bat when you have no idea years down the road which conference is going to be the best conference. And I just don't like the way that it's trending, and I hope the Big Ten comes to their senses and realizes what's best for college football here is to go to the 5 plus 11. And you know what? Why give the Big Ten 4 teams? Maybe they could get 5 or 6 some year if they have, 10 at-larges or whatever it is, 11 at-larges. So don't like it. Hope it changes, and we'll see what happens moving forward, though. By the way, I mentioned at the beginning of the show, but I know a lot of you guys are new. 247 Sports is doing a fall camp special. 60% off. Our main introductory 75% deal is over, but they've come back with a 60% offer. That's only $4 a month. $4 a month, folks. Help us get to our number here. Help us show 247 Sports they made the right choice in investing and partnering with Bronco Nation News. $4 a month. It's $48, a one-time fee for $48. You can try us out for the year, and then if you don't like us, you can cancel your subscription, and you're only out $4 a month, $48. If you do renew next year, then you'll get the Paramount Plus subscription included in that. And they also have another option, $1 for the first month. You can try us out for $1 for a month. And if you like it, it just renews at the regular monthly price moving forward as well. So 2 great options. Please, folks, we got tons of coverage coming. We're going to be wall-to-wall, 2, 3, 4 articles a day. We're going to have practice observations, all kinds of exclusive interviews that we'll throw in the VIP board for subscribers. And maybe, this chat you guys are having over on the side here, you can keep that going at BroncoNationNews.com and the message boards. We've got a free message board, but we'd all obviously love for you to subscribe and participate in the VIP message board as well. So we've had tremendous response. I appreciate all of you that have switched over to 247 Sports. It's been tremendous. It is a kind of a final call here before I have to close the system down. But if you are a current, or I guess previous BNN subscriber, and you'd like to get a prorated refund on what you have left on your deal, send me an email, rains@bronconationnews.com. I will send you a refund. And then if you'd like, you can use that refund to sign up for the new site. But $4 a month for all the coverage that we're going to be giving you. We got 4 writers, and we're going to be all across the board. And with fall camp starting, there's never a better time to jump in. So help us out if you can. Subscribe. $4 a month, $48 for the year. And that's at BroncoNationNews.com. Just click the subscribe button up in the upper corner. And we're talking all the access to 247's recruiting coverage. It also lets you read other message boards of other teams. You can interact with other teams' message boards and read what they got going on as you get ready for the upcoming game. So you want to know what South Florida's fans are thinking about this game? Well, if you're a paying member, you can have access to that. And the Sanford and Johnny Ball Talk, I know you guys love that show. That is going to be a subscriber-only show this year. So when they get going about midway through fall camp, only paying subscribers to BNN will get to watch Ball Talk with Johnny and Sanford. We're going to put some other shows behind paywalls as well. I know some of you don't like it, but this is a business. And obviously, if we're going to be paying Johnny and paying Sanford and paying all these expenses, we sent 6 people down to media days. We got to recoup some of that investment. And so one way to do that is to, make it more advantageous to want to be a subscriber. So we're going to continue to push things for subscribers. And again, right now, $4 a month is all it costs for you to jump on board. And if even that's too much, just try the $1 for the first month, see if you like us, and then it can renew at the monthly rate after that moving forward. But Bronco Nation News, happy to be part of the 247 Sports family. We're 3 weeks in, and the response has been tremendous. But with fall camp kicking off on Monday, now is the perfect time to jump on board our fall camp special, 60% off. That's just $4 a month there from Bronco Nation News online, BroncoNationNews.com. Just click that Join Now button, get your VIP membership, and you'll be off and rolling with what we expect to be the best Boise State coverage moving forward here. And we'll have, 3, maybe 4 reporters at the first practice on Monday. So we're going to have you covered from all angles moving forward here. And now's the perfect time to jump on board. So appreciate all you guys for checking us out. We'll be at the media tour at 1 o'clock today. 1 o'clock, they're doing a media tour of the North End Zone, and we'll get some footage of that, videos, photos, a story up on the site for subscribers. So you got a couple hours to subscribe, and then you can get the latest update on the North End Zone project and a photo gallery and some videos and interviews and all kinds of stuff. Looking forward to that. But it's back to the laptop for me. Lindy's Magazine. I've got about 30 stories for the Lindy's Magazine college basketball preview, and I think I'm 11 down. So this week I'll be kind of doing double dip with Boise State coverage, Mountain West, Big 12, Lindy's Magazine coverage, and excited to get that over with and get fall camp started. Sunday's report day. Monday is the first day of fall camp. And as a reminder, Thursday at noon is Spencer Danielson's pre-camp press conference as well. So appreciate you guys. Great viewership today. I know we hadn't had a show for a couple of days, so appreciate all you guys for participating and being bringing the comments and questions in the chat. And like I said, keep that going over on the message boards. Go check out BroncoNationNews.com. We've got a tremendous message board platform there, and you guys can keep the discussion going. We encourage you to do that, and I hope that folks will make their way over to the message board. If you're unable to subscribe, we do have a free board over there you can sign up for and discuss, but hopefully you'll jump on board with that VIP subscription, and then you get access to the VIP board and some other cool stuff on there. So appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Check the site later for a couple new articles going up, including one from the North End Zone Media Tour. We'll have the Media Pro Day tomorrow. We'll be back at 9 a.m. tomorrow to have some fun and preview that. And then Thursday, Spencer Danielson, noon, pre-camp press conference. We'll have you covered from every angle there with Bronco Nation News and BroncoNationNews.com. Coming up, tons of coverage the rest of the week. Go subscribe. Make sure here on YouTube you do that free subscription. If you're not already a YouTube member, it's free. Just hit that subscribe button in the bottom of the screen and turn on your notifications so you know when we go live. And excited. We made it, folks. Football season is here, and we'll have you covered every step of the way from the first practice till the final day of the playoffs. We're going to have you covered at Bronco Nation News. Online, BroncoNationNews.com. Appreciate it, guys. Talk to you soon.
Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, RovePaint.com. Our major sponsors, Idaho Central Credit Union, Taco Bell, Lithia Ford, the Blue and Orange Store, Jackson's, and our contributing sponsors, Signature Roofing, Western Collective, Snake River Pool and Spa, Transportation Compliance Service, Boucher Real Estate, Ridley's Family Markets, Circa Las Vegas, Lean Feast, and Timberstone Golf Course.